3 people who mysteriously disappeared on camera. Story 1. Elisa Lam. In 2013, 21-year-old Canadian student Elisa Lam checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. The building had a dark past, linked to murders, suicides, even serial killers. But nothing prepared the world for what its elevator would reveal. On February 1st, surveillance footage shows Elisa entering the elevator. She presses multiple buttons, waits. But the elevator doors stay open. She peers out nervously. Hides in the corner. Steps in and out. She frantically presses multiple elevator buttons. And moves out of the elevator one final time, pacing. Her hands move in strange, erratic gestures, like she's communicating with something we can't see. She appears terrified, confused, hunted. Then she steps out of frame. The elevator doors finally close, and Elisa is never seen alive again. Hotel staff and police searched the building for days. No trace. Guests began complaining about water pressure, strange tasting water. Maintenance workers checked the rooftop tanks, and that's where they found her. Elisa's body was floating inside one of the sealed water containers. To get there, she would have had to access a locked rooftop door, an area protected by alarms. There were no signs of struggle, no suicide note, no clear explanation. The lid on the tank had reportedly been closed when she was found. Even stranger, the clothes she wore in the elevator video were found floating separately in the water. No signs of physical trauma. Toxicology reports were inconclusive. The story shocked the internet. The elevator footage went viral. People all over the world tried to analyze her gestures, her timing, even the elevator's behavior. Theories poured in. Psychosis, foul play, paranormal encounters. Some believed she was hiding from someone. Others claimed the footage was altered, that parts were missing. But no theory explains everything. Why did the elevator malfunction? What was Elisa reacting to? How did she reach the rooftop without triggering any alarms? And why didn't anyone see her on camera again? To this day, there are no answers. Just a piece of footage that feels more like a ghost story than a real investigation. That elevator video is more than surveillance footage. It's the last known trace of someone caught between two worlds, and one of the most disturbing mysteries ever captured on film. Story 2. Lars Mittank. In June 2014, 28-year-old German tourist Lars Mittank traveled to the coast of Bulgaria with friends. They were staying in the lively beach resort of Golden Sands near the city of Varna. Sunny beaches, cheap drinks, clubs that stayed open all night. But for Lars, the vacation quickly turned dark. One night, Lars got into an argument with a group of men over a football rivalry. He was punched in the face and suffered a ruptured eardrum. A local doctor at a clinic prescribed him a strong antibiotic called Cefsil and advised him not to fly for a few days due to the pressure imbalance. So, Lars told his friends to go on without him. He stayed behind in Bulgaria while they returned to Germany. He checked into a cheap hotel near the airport called Hotel Color, and that's when his behavior started to change. He began acting paranoid. He believed people were following him. He called his mother in Germany, whispering urgently that he didn't feel safe. He told her to cancel his credit cards. That night, Lars left the hotel in a panic and disappeared for hours. When he returned, he told hotel staff that he had to hide. He didn't explain what happened during the time he was gone, but his behavior continued to grow more erratic. On the morning of July 8th, Lars checked out of Hotel Color and took a taxi to Varna Airport. He had booked a flight home and went to the airport medical center for a final checkup on his ear. And then, something terrified him. Surveillance footage shows Lars speaking briefly to the airport doctor. Suddenly, without warning, he stands up and runs out of the office. CCTV captures him sprinting out of the airport terminal. He leaves behind all of his belongings, his bag, his passport, his wallet. He runs across the parking lot, climbs over a tall fence, disappears into the dense forest that surrounds the airport. And that was the last time anyone saw Lars Mittank. Multiple search efforts were carried out in the surrounding woods. Helicopters, dogs, thermal imaging. No sign of him was ever found. No clothing, no remains, nothing. Theories range from the effects of his medication to sudden psychosis to more sinister ideas like organized crime or human trafficking. Some even speculate that he may have faked his disappearance. But the fear in his eyes, captured on that footage, feels all too real. To this day, there are no answers. Only a chilling video of a young man running from something we never see. One moment, he was preparing to go home. The next, he was running for his life. And then, he vanished into the trees. Story 3. Brian Shaffer. It was the first night of spring break, April 1st, 2006. 27-year-old medical student Brian Shaffer was celebrating the start of vacation with his friends in Columbus, Ohio. They started the night at a bar near campus and eventually made their way to the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a lively bar on the second floor of a downtown complex. Surveillance footage shows Brian and two friends riding the escalator up to the bar around 1:15 a.m. He appears relaxed, smiling, having a good time. But sometime after 2 a.m., things take a strange turn. Brian became separated from his group. His friend Clint said he tried calling him but didn't get an answer. Eventually, Clint left the bar, assuming Brian had gone home or stepped out to talk to someone. But Brian never came home. He never showed up for his flight to Miami that he had planned with his girlfriend. He didn't answer calls. No one could find him. Security footage from the bar's entrance was carefully reviewed. It showed Brian entering the Ugly Tuna, but not a single frame of him leaving. Police checked every possible exit, the escalator, the elevator, even a back service door that led to a construction site. But the bar's cameras covered all known exits. If he left, he would have been seen. But he wasn't. That footage is the last known visual record of Brian Shaffer, and it's where the mystery begins. Some theorized he left through the back construction site, but it was dark, dangerous, and full of debris. No one saw anything. Others believe he may have been the victim of foul play, that someone inside the bar did something to him and somehow managed to remove him without being seen. There were no reports of a struggle, no one heard screaming, and no evidence was ever found. Brian's phone never pinged again. His bank account was untouched, and despite national media coverage, tips, and extensive searches, there's never been a single confirmed sighting of him. What makes this case so chilling is how final it feels. He walked into a crowded bar in a major city. Then he vanished, as if the world simply blinked. To this day, Brian's family continues to hope for answers. They believe someone knows something but has stayed silent. Was it an accident? Was he targeted? Or did he find a way to disappear on purpose? No one knows. But we do know this. Brian Shaffer walked into the Ugly Tuna Saloon, and he never walked out.